Okay, guys, just a few thoughts on website. First, some labeling to help us navigate the content development. A couple of thoughts on principles of development, and then comment on user experience, and particularly the front page of the site. This is the home page of the website, and the main thing I'm going to suggest here is that we kind of develop a nomenclature for the different areas, just so we can communicate, since we have a variety of people providing content here. I guess the specific content we'll decide as we go, be a discussion and so forth. But home is one. Every part of the each page can be designated by a number, so H1, H2, etc. And then we have the five main menu items: model, application, community, company, and support. So those have a particular set of initials around them. Each of those main menu items has a sub items right now of four different things. So if you go to the model, homepage for the model, what you see are in the middle here: model overview, know your customer, tutorials and examples. Again, the main page here has M1, M2, M3, etc. And here's the model overview page, so it has content that's labeled as such, and then the rest of it kind of falls out in the same way. So the know your customer, and this is probably going to change in terms of content based upon discussion Jeremy and I had yesterday, tutorials, examples. Then we have the application home, and again, there's same kind of logic through all of this. This is the subheading application, but it has its own submenu here. So overview, features, pricing, user guides. So I won't elaborate on any of the others here, but you can see that each page has its own kind of nomenclature. So I'll save this PowerPoint in the 3CG common folder on the website. And here we go. So that's the website as it's currently laid out and structured. A few thoughts on principles that occurred to me. One, and Jeremy and I discussed this and came to some conclusions. Application in the main menu may be unclear. It occurred to me as I went through kind of looking at it as a naive user that application might seem to suggest I need to apply for something. Jeremy suggested our app, which I think works. Fitting in testimonials and success stories, we talked about moving from, you'll see why in a minute, those stories really need to be prominent. And it's possible to link them to a pretty high level in the on the website. For one point about navigational elements, it occurred to me that it looks like in the website that there's places where there's a lot of text on a jumping off page, and then it says link to find more information. It looks like there's a lot of text. Leading to another page where you read a lot more stuff. And my point here was the idea of if we have those navigational elements, we need to keep the jumping off point short and simple. And Jeremy agreed, and I think that's what he had in mind anyway. But in other words, one or two or three sentences in that jumping off page, and then whatever other details provided in the page that you land on. And I really do think this is significant, avoiding sales talk, where we've got to be less about us. You know, here we are, and here's our stuff, and let's talk about us, and more about uh, here's what you're going to come away with from this, from using this product. So you'll see the same example: benefits from a trial rather than sign up now. And really, I think there still is a larger discussion we need to have about principle of branding alongside principles of design and content for the website. The second thing here, 4.2 at the bottom, is visitor experience or the user experience model. And I thought just to think about that if you have a potential corporate user here, I'm not even going to get into case coaches, and they don't know anything about the framework. So somebody points them to the website, and they're just thinking, what is this thing? And largely that's what do people do with it? What are the results they get? What is it and what's new about it? How is it relevant to me. While I think the current website is good in its overall arching structure and in kind of comprehensively providing information, we need to be on the front page very sensitive to these questions because this is going to be guiding the essentially the journey that this person has. We have to really assume that we've got people who are skeptical about what they've got here. How is it relevant to me means how would I use it, or what would I get from using it? If they're still interested in that point, we want to get them to trial, but we can't just say, all right, push this button and start a trial. They're not going to, because it's so new, they're not going to really know or understand that. So what happens in a trial? We need to convey what results can I expect? How will you help and support me? Um, the point on this right-hand side is that a lot of this stuff needs to be front page and we're very accessible. And we can't really script out a full journey through the website, but I think we need to script out that front page, especially. So one of the things that Jeremy and I talked about was kind of a structure of a front page, and you guys have seen this before. So if we have H1 is main story that is linked to a page where you can get the video and text about the story as well as other stories. H2 is about the model. So what is the model? H3 is how does it work? H4 is why does it work? And those would each be videos that could pop up right here on the page, or would go to the model section up here. Here, I think if we've gotten some interest by having some stories of real people, told them what the model is, how it works, and why it works, then the next thing would be, all right, well, how does this trial work? Or some language that reflects, here's where you can go to learn about trying this thing out. Similarly, we reflect the case coaches here and give a channel there, give a path for the case coaches to go. So obviously need more language around that. And then we've got these other things that are more generic insight about growth strategy in general and also community. So more information here about, well, where can people find out, well, what is this thing? What are people getting from it? How are people using it? And what do I get from it? And then, of course, all the rest of the information goes down here at the bottom. So anyway, just a few thoughts on the website. I thought this would be a useful way for us to talk about what goes where and make those decisions, and as well as to get Puya on board for helping getting us organized on this. So great work on Jeremy's part. Hats off there, and I look forward to discussing this more.